You mentioned running a cruise, so let's talk a little bit about like tips on boat handling, uh, rigging, being a good boat deckhand, being a boat good. Like, what is a good boat captain to you?
A good boat captain to me is somebody that has worked his way from uh, worked all positions on the boat and knows as much about the boat as possible, and he gets respect by his actions. Just because you're the boss doesn't mean you earn respect. You don't deserve respect. You earn it. And I started out my career as a deckhand on the bottom scratcher at $10 a day, and that's a 24-hour day. And I was called on the hierarchy of a crew. There's the captain, there's the second ticket. If you're going to be out over 12 hours, then there's the cook, and then there's first deck, the main deckhand, and then there's second deckhand. Some boats, like some of the big, like the Spirit of Adventure, which I ran as a dive boat, as a fishing boat, and they may have a crew of like 8 guys, but essentially the same thing, just more of them. And so I learned the first thing you learn as a deckhand, do what the captain says. That's the first thing you learn. Okay. And the second thing you learn is how to tie a boat up and take a boat up, bring it into it, tie it to the dock and take it away from the dock. And then customer service is really important. You have to remember that people are there. It's like vacation time for them, whether they're fishing, diving, spearfishing, whatever. And then the captain, you just sort of keep it all together. Keep it all together. Make sure everybody's having a good time. If somebody's having a bad day, maybe give them a little extra attention. I can name probably every a-hole passenger that I ever had to deal with, including one that I actually had to take a boat into town in Hawaii and put them off a boat. But the thousands of people that came on the boat and had a good time, they just all, it's all one and the same to me. And I always used to tell my crews, service, not servitude. And as the captain, my core belief was to be polite but firm. People expect, and the other side of it, when you're, we call ourselves skippers more than captains, but when you're the captain, everyone knows, okay, well, he's the captain, so he's the boss, so my thing was always try to not let people be intimidated by the fact that I had a title that the Coast Guard gave me, and that my,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And
I know
so,
exactly what you mean.
so
Yeah,
that's to me that's what makes a good captain. A good deckhand is somebody that pays attention. He sort of can anticipate, what needs to take place on the boat, and he doesn't have to be told. It doesn't have to be constantly said, go do this, go do that, whatever. They know what to do. And as far as the handling part of it, I um, always made sure that the second ticket and the deckhands and even the cook had their opportunity to drive the boat, to anchor the boat. Well, the cooks didn't anchor the boat, but the other guys did. Um, Pull up the anchors, and then depending on where they were on in their journey to improve their skills, I would stand back and let them dock the boat.
right.
And fortunately, the bottom scratcher had a real easy slip at Point Loomis Sport Fishing Dock. It was at the very end, wide open over here. And all you had to do is, like I used to tell them, guys, what we're doing is a controlled crash. So we're going to come in, you're going to flip the boat around. If you're good, you can kind of slide it in like that and just put it
Yeah.
right to the slip like this. If you're not really good, sometimes you kind of do this and back and forth and back it in and try not to wipe out that beautiful mahogany swim step that we had. And I think I only had one guy crunch that once, and it was a sound I didn't like. But I get the guys to do it all, and because ultimately those guys were then going to become second tickets and then captains themselves.